So the next section, I'm going to be addressing what I call tech clarity. A lot of people are in tech, but they are just missing all the things. A lot of people are running helter skelter all around. Let me use that word for it. So I'm going to bring clarity to all of the confusions you might probably be having with regard to your tech career. So the next voice you'll be hearing is mine, of course, right? So we're going to be going to the next thing and see you there. Okay, I'm back in front of you. So we're going to be having this section now on gaining tech clarity. You know, one thing it's one thing to be in tech, and it's another thing to know exactly what you are doing. Okay, I think the audio is not. Okay, so it's one thing to be in tech, and it's an entirely different ball game to know exactly what you're doing in tech. And I believe if you're here listening to me, I know we have a whole lot of people here who I wouldn't want to use the word confused, but who are not really certain about you know about their tech careers. You literally do not know what direction you want to go. And at some point, it looks like you're doing every single thing and then nothing is working out. So in this section, we are going to have to clarify, to bring clarity to that confusion you might be having, right? So please do hang in there while we have an amazing time. All right. So I'll be turning my slide from time to time to read out a couple of things that I'll be addressing. So first things first, clarity kills confusion, right? So most people don't fail in tech because they are not smart. They fail because they are scattered. Clarity is your sharpest weapon. So today you wake up, you want to do UI UX design. The next day you hear that virtual assistance is the in thing. Yeah, you're in about virtual assistance. Then you go to church, you speak to this guy in your church. Always those guys that wear tuxedo to church, and then the guy tells you, "Hey, bro, prompt engineering is the end thing." Then you go back. You've abandoned your web design career. You've abandoned your UI UX design. You want to do prompt engineering. Now, clarity kills confusion. If you're confused like this, then one thing that is missing certainly from you is clarity. You need to bring clarity to your career. See, you need to plan yourself as a startup. Treat yourself the way startups treat themselves. What do startups do? Startups pick up a problem and build a solution around it. Now, this is what you should be doing for yourself. Pick up one problem, build yourself as a solution around it. So, if you're going to be learning a skill, let it be a skill that is going to address a problem. You shouldn't be everywhere, right? So, when you jump from one thing to the other, you wouldn't be able to settle. But look for a problem. The best way to seek out for a skill to learn is to identify a problem that you would be happy to solve. If you don't identify that, it will be very difficult for you to pick up a skill, right? So look for a problem you would be extremely excited to solve. When you find a problem like that, having to learn a skill wouldn't be difficult. So if you think you would love to solve the problem of busy CEOs who don't have a lot of times to do the things they would love to do because they are so occupied with work, then the virtual assistant space might be for you. Now, this is you finding a problem you're passionate about. You love to be somebody's executive assistant. You love to be that guy they would always call on to do one or two things for them. Then you found where you should be, right? So the skill you would learn should be tied to a problem you're willing to solve. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. I'll run this quickly so we can have our panel section as well. So you need to treat tech as a map. So let's talk about tech as a map. Knowing your destination in technology is crucial. Without it, every option might seem appealing, leading to aimless wandering in your journey. So you need to know your destination in this tech thing. You don't have to be everywhere, like I've said. You need to know your destination, know where exactly you want to go, have a roadmap for your career. Decide, see, when you start off a journey without a plan, you will literally go anywhere. So imagine you step out of your house in the morning and then you walk into the street of your area, let me use the word for it. You walk into that street and then you're literally just walking, you don't have anywhere you want to go. You would face any direction that comes around. But the best way to tackle this is to have um, um, know your destination. It is crucial because without it, every option you see becomes appealing. Every niche you see becomes something you want to do. And as someone who wants to move further in tech, it's not something you want to do for yourself. I can assure you of that. That is extremely not what you want to do. So focus on what matters. Focus on where you're going to. Focus on where you have interest in. Because without that, you wouldn't be able to know exactly what's best for you and how to tackle that thing that is best for you. So have a map and know exactly where you're going to. The third slide, stop drowning in trends. In the fast-paced technology world, it is very crucial to identify which trends truly matter to your goals and objectives. So rather than getting lost in the noise, just stop drowning. A lot of things are going to become trendy. People are doing so many amazing stuff. People will keep doing amazing stuff. Things are going to trend from time to time, but just know exactly what trends should matter to your goals and objectives, right? If Canva is bringing out new stuff to do and all of that, and your field is genuinely not graphic designing, you don't have any business trying to, you know, be there. You want to just do everything that comes around. It doesn't work that way. You must put your mind on something, and if you must follow trends, it has to be trends that are aligned with your destination. It has to be trends that match up with where you're going at the point. You shouldn't have yourself, getting into every single thing that comes around. Have that focus. So pick a skill and not noise. Pick skills. So most tech bros that you know, they talk about frameworks, they talk about tools and buzzwords. But the real winners ask, which one pays me? Which one grows me? And which one makes me relevant? So if any skill you're going to pick does not give you satisfactory answers to these three important questions, then you're probably doing the wrong thing. The real winners, like I said, they are going to ask which of these skills is going to pay me, which of these skills is going to grow me, and which of these skill makes me relevant. It is when you're able to answer this question that you've truly started maxing out the noises you have around you. So pick up a skill and not noise. Okay, let's move quickly to the next slide. I want to rush this section so we can have more time in the panel section. So confusion is expensive. Every wrong course, every wasted subscription, or every dead project drains your wallet and your time. Clarity is not luxury, it is survival. When you are confused in what you want to do in tech, you would literally you waste money, you waste time, you waste your data subscription, you work on projects that you won't even finish and you abandon them. This is what lack of clarity does. But when you've nipped it in the bud, when you've been able to address that problem that has to do with lacking clarity, you've solved almost 80% of your problem. Know exactly where you want to be, what you want to do. If you want to launch a health tech product, a product that solves a health problem, know exactly that this is what you would love to do. And when you've set your mind on that, when you've been able to, you know, come to terms with the fact that this is what you want to build on, growing in that field is going to be very easy because now you have a definite direction you'd want to go. So all of your dreams, all of your visions, all of your ambition is going to be aligned exactly with that place you've set your mind to go. Confusion wouldn't have to cost you all of that anymore, right? So when you and of course I believe you already know when you start working on projects and you don't get to complete them, it has a way of discouraging you and draining a whole lot of your being. So this is something you must get out of the way if you must find tech clarity. Um, Number 8, if you can't explain it, until you can break down your chosen path in simple words, you are not clear. Until you can break down your chosen path in simple terms, then you're not clear. Complexity is a red flag that must be addressed. So if you've chosen something you want to do and you can't even explain to someone else what part exactly you're going through. You can't even explain to the next person what field you want to play in, then my friend, you are not ready. So you need to be able to break down that tech part you want to tow. When somebody asks about it, you can easily explain it to them. If it's project management you want to do, if it's software development and what you want to achieve in software development, if you can't put this in simple terms, so in choosing a skill, in choosing a career path, choose things that you've understood, things that you've researched, and if they wake you up by 4 a.m. in the morning, you can easily explain this thing to people. Without that, you would probably be doing what everybody is doing. And at the end of the road, you don't even have a goal. You don't have what you want to achieve. You don't have, something you've already planned out for yourself. So before you start investing time, investing money, investing knowledge, investing everything you investable, ensure it's a part you can explain in simple words. You have to be clear. Look at yourself in the mirror, explain that thing to yourself. If it makes sense to you, then go ahead with it. But if it doesn't make sense, then there are chances that you would need to make some adjustments here and there. Okay. You need to use mentors. Mentors are shortcuts. That's just the truth. Not everybody might know this, but when you have mentors in what you want to do, so you literally embrace shortcuts. Mentors are just clarity shortcuts. So 6 months of confusion can be reduced to 6 minutes with the right person. You don't have to worship them, just borrow their map. There is something you might want to figure out, and it's taking you 6 months to figure it out. The truth is, if you have someone to hold your hands, that thing could literally just cost you just 6 minutes. So this is what um, mentors do for you. So in your journey I mean, Mr. Jerry mentioned something similar when he was speaking. So your journey to finding the right career path for you, you need to decide to have someone to walk you by the hand. There are people who has gone the path you would want to go. There are people who would want to do what you want to do. There are people who have done it. They have results. They've gone through the experience. They've seen the pain. They know exactly what you want to do. So if you can get some of these people around you, it is going to cut down your years. See, this is how I see mentorship, right? I see mentorship as if I have someone in business, let's say I have someone in tech business who has been in tech for, let's say, 10 years, right? They've launched products that have done millions of dollars. And then I want to do something similar to what they are doing. This is how mentorship works. When you get somebody like that to mentor you, you're literally borrowing from the 10 years of experience they have compounded. So this is you adding 10 years to your 1 year. This is you adding experience to the ones you don't have. So you need to get a mentor. It will reach. Don't be a solo soldier. Listen, Africa, as it is today, is already disadvantaged in a lot of ways. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Africa is disadvantaged in a lot of ways. So you don't have all the time to start figuring things out yourself. I know you might say finding mentorship is difficult, but come on, go on LinkedIn. You'll see some of these people who have achieved great things and will be open to answer questions you may have. Mentorship doesn't even start with you officially having a contract of mentorship with them. It could start with simple questions. Look for those people you admire their work. Look for those people you admire what they've been able to build. Reach out to them with questions from time to time. Hello, I've seen you've been able to do this. I've been working on this for a long time and I feel I'm stuck. Could you please give me clarity on this? As simple as that. Tell them what you're doing, tell them what you want to get clarity on, and also offer value in return. So you don't be the person who is always taking and taking and taking. And the value you're going to offer could be something as little as something you can't even imagine can be that little. It could be just engaging in their post. You could be helping them repost offers they have. You could be, offering to do things for them if they don't mind. So when people see that you're bringing value and you're also asking valuable questions, they will most likely open themselves up to you. So this is something that you must um, commit yourself to doing, get a mentorship. Mentorship is going to take you miles ahead in your career, please. Um, and number 10, clarity is the cheat code. So in tech, clarity doesn't just speed you up; it puts you years ahead of the guys still figuring things out. This is just aligning also with the last slide I just talked about. Clarity accelerates your progress. It provides that competitive edge. So when you've gotten clarity, right, you're like miles ahead of the person who is just trying to figure things out. And in clarity, clarity doesn't mean you didn't have the time to figure things out. Clarity is knowing exactly what you want to do. Avoid being everywhere. Avoid letting the waves, move you to and fro. Know exactly that thing you want to do. Set your heart to it. If you want to excel as a designer, please pour your all into it because it's going to guide the direction you're learning towards. If you want to excel as a project manager, see, there are project managers doing an amazing job. If you want to excel as a project manager, pour yourself into it. When you do this, it is going to, you know, expose you to the knowledge, to the people, to the circle, to the just literally everything you need to succeed. But clarity has to come first. Deciding what to do has to come first. Don't be everywhere. We've trained at Dexa now, we've trained at least 64 to 65,000 people so far. I've seen people take several courses and then they don't get to follow up on the skill. You see, I'm not saying taking all those several courses is wrong. It is not wrong place. There's always a place to gain knowledge and all of that. So you can get all of the knowledge you want, but then you need to start implementing. I've seen people do so many things, but when it comes to implementation is zero. The same guy has taken the project management course. He's still not employed in it. Taking the virtual assistance course, not employed in it. Cybersecurity, web development, web design, UI UX design. And when we release the next course, the same person is coming back to. Honestly, this is not what we want to achieve. We don't want you taking courses. We want you taking once or twice and then getting jobs with it. That is exactly why we exist. But when you have to, keep running around the circles, not, being clear exactly what you want to achieve, you would find yourself taking every course that comes out. So take one, invest time and energy in it. Take one, pour yourself into it. Take one, start looking for jobs around it. Offer free services. So when you're clear on the path you want to go, it becomes way more easier to excel in that path. But when you're not clear, everything is sexy, everything is nice. You'd want to be everywhere. So that is not what you want to do, right? So to round this section up before we get into the panel section, of which after the panel section, we'll be going to Erin Booth's section. We've waited for Erin Booth's section for so long, man. Right? So before we get into that, I'd love to put this out. So one of the reasons Dexi exists as a company is because we want to cut down the involvement of young people in cyber fraud. I don't know if you've ever had to attend an interview as a Nigerian. I don't know if you've ever had to qualify for a tech role and then you get denied of that thing simply because you're Nigerian. Now, these people, you won't even blame them, right? So when they do this, I see some of our people start accusing them of racism, and it has nothing to do with racism. There is a reputation that Africans and mostly West Africans have, people from Nigeria, people from Ghana, and from some African countries. There's a reputation we have that stinks. And this reputation didn't just start. It is because the very minority among us have made it their job to steal from innocent people through what we call Yahoo Yahoo. They've hurt people, they've stolen from unsuspecting victims, they've done, despicable things that have put us in that light that when you mention that you're Nigerian, they're already very careful of you. They might be laughing, they might have had meetings now, I've had interviews. They might be acting all good, but you would sense this reservation. You would know that this person, really, let me use pigeon, really want to run am for you. You get. But there's nothing you can do because the reputation is there. So one thing I want to assure you is in your one thing I would want to advise on rather is on this tech path that you've taken, keep your hands clean. Avoid anything that puts you in that place to start being questioned about your financial integrity. Avoid anything that puts your name, anything that adds a question mark to your name. Any way people understand you to be today is how they are going to rate every other person. Let's say you're from Ghana and then you have business deal with someone, and at the end of the day you scam that person. Let me assure you one thing: it is not just yourself that you are soiling your name, you're soiling the name of everybody from Ghana. So when that person comes in contact with a new Ghanaian, he's already thinking this guy is going to scam me or this guy must scam me, right? So it is our job to start rebuffing. It is our job to start changing that perspective these people have of us. We can't force them to change their perspective, but we can change the way we behave when things are handed over to us. When you're given a job, meet up to it. When you're given a task, deliver on it. When you're paid for something, do exactly what you're paid for. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but this is where we are. We've seen situations where these people come online, you see a Nigerian post something, you go to the comment section, they are talking about an African prince that he's probably trying to scam someone as a, all of this, it irks me. I don't know how you feel when you come across things like that, but it messes up my mind. But we can change that narrative when we start putting out content that practically changes this view in their minds. So how do you do that? One, meet up to standards, do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to, and keep your hands clean. Secondly, start putting content that project people from your country. Now I'm using Nigeria because I am a Nigerian. There are scammers in Ghana, there are scammers in South Africa, there are scammers in Rwanda, Kenya, even in the US, in India, in Pakistan. But this is us. Our problem is what we have to handle. Let the people there handle their own problems. I'm speaking from this point because I am a Nigerian. I have every right to speak about Nigeria, right? When you get to your own country, you can address it, because if I do now, I can call names, so but if I do, you would say I'm putting your country up there as. But we have to tell ourselves the truth. When we keep sugarcoating this thing, the bad eggs among us keep doing things that hurt the rest of us. It might not affect you now, but you would probably cry yourself to sleep when you're denied an opportunity that should come to you, but was taken away simply because of where you're from. Nobody should have to go through that. But then this is the reality we are living today. So I would round up my section on that note, hoping that everyone who has listened would consistently keep their hands up straight. See, money no dey finish you. That money you don't steal now, you can still work for it and get that same amount of money. That car you want to ride through your tech career, focus on what you're doing first. Let me see that demon that will stop you from achieving. But just keep your hands up straight. When you steal from people, it makes you a fugitive. You're not free. Sometimes those countries even, flag you up and they are looking for you. They deny you visa, and even when they are offering you the visa, is to catch you like a small thief. They will catch you, chum. So this is not what you want to do for yourself, right? So put your hands up straight and just give your 100%. The way, if I am hiring a Kenyan and that Kenyan delivers value, that is the way I'm going to judge every Kenyan. There is nothing anybody can say about it. If I hire somebody from South Africa and he messes up, that is the way I am going to judge every South African. If I hire a Nigerian and his ways are not right before the Lord, that is the way I am going to judge every Nigerian. There is no sugarcoating it. We must learn to tell ourselves the truth, right? So thank you so much for paying rapt attention to this section.